Some of the most frequently asked questions on our Instagram account have been about how to find a sponsor to go pro. Today, we are going to give you a step-by-step tutorial about how to successfully get a sponsorship for your team. Before we tell you how to do this, allow us to introduce ourselves so that you know you can trust the information that we are about to share with you. AFP Gaming has been working in the esports scene since 2012, and we have worked with many brands over the years. In fact, we even set up and managed a team back in 2015. It's called Team Ellunes, and we successfully found sponsors for the team. While we no longer own and operate teams anymore, we do know a thing or two about what a brand looks for when they are sponsoring a squad. Alright, so let's start from the very beginning. What exactly is a sponsor? A sponsor is a person or a company that supports a team or a group of players. The support is usually in the form of some money that the sponsor pays you, or they provide you with goods and services that they support you with. What does the sponsor expect in return? Most sponsorships are done as a marketing activity by the brands. The ultimate goal of the brand is to increase the sale of its goods and services. Sponsoring a team is a way to do this. Think of it like an alternative way to advertise a brand's products or services. What are the types of sponsors available? Sponsors can be broadly classified into two categories: endemic and non-endemic. When it comes to esports teams, endemic sponsors are those companies that sell products or services that are directly used by gamers. For example, companies that make mobile phones, gaming headsets, gaming keyboards, mice, and other similar products. Non-endemic sponsors include those that are not directly linked to esports, but will still benefit from the sponsorship in the esports industry. Let's look at an example to make this better. Let's start with our generic sports examples first. Take a look at any of your favorite sports stars: Messi, Ronaldo, Sachin Tendulkar, whoever you like. Now, you will see the logos of some brands on their jerseys. Now, these brands that are directly related to sports would be endemic sponsors. For example, Nike, Puma, Reebok, Adidas, etc. Why do they do this? Because when people see Messi have that logo on his jersey, they will think something like, oh, because Messi wears these particular shoes, these must be good. Hence, I'm gonna buy them too. Similarly, when it comes to esports, there are several examples, like AMD and OnePlus, they sponsor Fnatic. HyperX sponsors Entity Gaming. This is an example of endemic sponsorship, where the brands think that if the audience sees their favorite esports players use a particular phone, a keyboard, or any device, it reaches thousands of other young impressionable gamers and perhaps convinces them to use their products. Non-endemic sponsors in esports don't necessarily have anything to do with gaming, but still get in because they like the visibility that it offers for the brand. For example, Audi sponsors Astralis. Puma and Red Bull sponsor Cloud9. Omtex sponsors Entity. These kind of sponsorships are harder to get because they don't directly have a correlation with the gaming industry. But still, these brands want to reach out to the demographic of gamers. Same logic can be extended to competitions, events, teams, etc. As long as there's a potential customer, there will be a potential sponsor. Therefore, if thousands of people watch you play a game and have the money to spend, then chances are that a sponsor might be interested in providing you the financial support for your team. Now, the question is, how do you find a sponsor? Step 1. Get good. In order to find a sponsor for your team, you need to play better as a player. Nobody likes to watch noobs play, myself included. This can be achieved by watching your own replays, watching competitions with professional teams, and constantly trying to improve every time you sit down to play. Keep practicing. Step 2. Build a team. To do that, you need to watch existing tournaments, attend gaming events. Attending gaming events is a very good way to meet new gamers, by the way. Or you can just simply play with a huge number of different people. See who's playing well, and if they're not already a part of a team, you can play with them and you can invite them to find new teammates. Contact them and build a team. There's a lot of Facebook groups and Discord channels that you can use to find friends and teammates to play with. Find teammates that will complement your strengths and add value to the team. Here's Ghatak to explain why synergy is important in a team.
तो सिनर्जी रहती है। कैसा रहता है, 4 बंदों की टीम रहती है, 4 बंदों का गेम स्टाइल सबका मैच करना चाहिए। ऐसा नहीं होता है कि वो बंदा अच्छा नहीं खेलता इसलिए निकालते हैं या फिर वो बंदा अच्छा खेलता है इसलिए लेते हैं, ऐसा ये चीज नहीं रहती है. आपकी सिनर्जी किसके साथ बैठती है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है.
However, if you already have a team with your real life friends, then you need not worry about finding new teammates. Practice together, scrim against other teams, focus on improving your coordination and becoming better as a team. If you don't have a team and you want to join one, approach an existing team that has already done the above mentioned steps and send them your basic information. Ask them to let you try out for them if they are looking for new players. Be sure to include the following information when you message them. Information like your full name, your contact details, what your rank is, or whatever it is that the relevant statistic that matters to you, how long have you been playing for, and what have you achieved in terms of tournaments, if you have achieved anything. Step 3. Participate in tournaments. A good team that does not participate in tournaments, it's like a car without wheels. It doesn't get anywhere. Therefore, participate in tournaments and try to do well. Note down your achievements as these will be useful in the next step. And once again, focus on improving at the game while maintaining a good public image through social media and other outlets. Step 4. Build a brand. Now, here's the tough part. While it's crucial to build a good team, it's also equally important to make sure that your team has a good brand and it looks presentable in order for you to get noticed. Maintain a good public image by choosing a decent team name and avoid using cringy words, slaughter rage army, or having words like death and destruction and everything in your name. It doesn't reflect well on a sponsor that could be interested in giving you money. Secondly, make a good logo. If you have no idea how to make a logo, even a basic one will work. Just avoid having stuff like guns and skulls and blood or whatnot in your logo. Not only does it look bad in front of a sponsor, it's just downright cringy. So if you cannot make a logo, hire a graphic designer to do it for you. Don't hesitate to spend money when it comes to paying a graphic designer to make you that logo. It is almost always worth it. The logo is the most integral part of your identity, so please don't compromise on it. Also, you will need social media handles. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You need to be active on all of these to let people know what your team is up to. Simply having a team is not enough. People need to see what kind of things you're doing in the team, what kind of a life you're living, and they need to know more things about you and have a chance to interact with you. Hence, you need to have some sort of visibility online. That's why you should post regularly on social media. If it's possible for you, set a live streaming schedule and create content around of yourself if possible. Look for opportunities to interact with the community and try to build followers. And then you can also try to collaborate with other teams and players that are starting to grow out together. Having a team is important, but it's also important to have content about your team out on the internet so that everyone can see it. Make sure that you have a uniform team identity across all your social media platforms, and the style of your content should be unique to you, something that your followers can instantly recognize you with. Step 5. Prepare a presentation and make a pitch. Now that most of your preparation about your brand and team is done, it's time to start figuring out how to approach the sponsor. You would want to create a presentation that clearly defines who you are and why sponsoring you is a good idea. Simply messaging a brand's social media page is not enough. Being good at presentation is a great thing. Include details like who you are, what games you play. Include a slide highlighting your achievements and tournaments to prove that you're skilled. One of the slides could include details about your fan base or your follower base and everything. Include data about your social media following so that you can show what kind of reach you can provide to a sponsor. Add another slide highlighting why it's a good idea to sponsor you. In the end, it all just really depends on how well you sell yourself. Do a little research about the brand that you're approaching. See what kind of sponsorships they've done in the past. A good rule of thumb is to point out what you can do for them, and then talk about what you can want in return for the sponsorship deal. But the best way to end it is by talking about your achievements so that it really solidifies that the fact that you are valuable to the sponsor. Step 6. Reaching out to the sponsors. Here's the final step in the hurdle. So now you've done everything you need to be a team that can be good enough for a sponsorship and that can be eligible enough. But you need to knock on the right doors in order to get to the right places. First of all, figure out which brand you want to approach for a sponsorship first. If you're a gaming team, you would most likely want to stick to gaming brands. Taking the endemic approach is better in this case. If you're a person who's looking to organize a gaming tournament, then your options do open up quite a lot. But even then, when you're approaching non-endemic brands, try not to go for something ridiculous, like, for example, reaching out to a taxi union or a spices manufacturer. That doesn't really make sense. Even when you do approach the relevant brand, you need to make sure you reach the right people in that brand. Most brands have a place where you can contact them, like maybe their social media pages or something. But messaging a gaming products brand on their Facebook page to ask them to sponsor you will almost never work, because the rest of the world is also trying to approach them over there. You have to take a different approach. What you can do instead is message them on their Facebook page or something to put you in touch with someone from the marketing team. Since sponsorship is a marketing activity, you need to send an email to the people who work in their marketing departments. Instead, you could use LinkedIn, a website that's specifically made for working people and professionals. You can figure out who's the in charge of the marketing of that particular brand from LinkedIn. Although please be careful while doing that. Don't just send an email to the CEO of the company only because you found their email on LinkedIn. Don't do that. Another great way to make contacts is networking with people as you meet them in tournaments. There's nothing as good as marketing and networking face to face. Combine that with using LinkedIn and sending professional looking emails, it's the perfect combo. Either way, finding a sponsor is quite a difficult task. So even if you can't find a sponsor, please don't feel dejected. And actually, more than trying to find sponsors, try becoming a popular enough team or a popular enough influencer. It could be that the sponsors approach you instead of you approaching them. That's it from our side. We hope this video helped. Please like it if you enjoyed, and good luck on your journey. Let us know in the comments what kind of content you would want to watch from us further. Subscribe to this channel for more quality esports content. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.